My name is Larry. My channel is entitled Being Senior, and this is a place where I share life experiences with you. We don't make judgments here. We're not trying to tell anybody how to act or what to do. I'm just here to share my experiences, and maybe by getting a different perspective, maybe it'll help you come to terms with wherever you're at right now. But we're just here to share, that's all. Well, I didn't really know if I was going to be doing a video today, but I had turned on YouTube this morning, and I was looking, this is almost hilarious. I was watching a YouTube videos. Actually, they were actually TicToc videos, and they were on YouTube. And anyway, it was about dating after 60. I gotta tell you, I don't know what's been going on in the world for the last 15 years, but I'm so glad to not be part of that. People do date after 60. I live in a seniors complex. There are people here who date. They don't all date from within this complex, but these people are active. They're sexually active, some of them aren't, and they all have their own stories. Today I'm just really here to share mine. And when I was watching the TikTok videos, it seemed to be pretty vicious, quite honestly. The mentality was man versus woman, or women. Who's right, who's wrong, who's good, who's bad. And quite honestly, it was hilarious to watch. Some of the men, the things they had brought to the video were, where have all the sensible women gone? And for the women, kind of generally, their point of view was, where have all the good men gone? And both the men and the women were stating views, what they do want, what they don't want. Quite honestly, and you know, this is not my perspective, this is just from what I saw on the TV. It's probably, for every video a man makes, there's probably 500 videos out there made by women. And for the videos I saw, nobody of one sex seemed to have anything good to say about the other. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, it's just the way it is. Now, although I don't understand it, my life is very different. And I am in a relationship right now with a beautiful woman named Janet. She is just an incredibly lovely person. And we don't deal in who's better, men or women. Men are men and women are women, and we just accept each other as we are. So, kind of, let me tell you how I got to where I am at this particular point, and how Janet got to be in my life at this particular point. We both went through our final divorce probably at least 15 years ago, something like 15 years ago. And once those marriages were over, we both had the same attitude. We just weren't going to date. We were just going to go out. We were going to be ourselves. We were going to live our lives. And we were just going to be happy on our own. I didn't date for the last 15 years, and Janet didn't date for the last 15 years. Well, what both of us worked on over that time period was just trying to become whole people by ourselves. We learned how to function and do the things we needed to do, and to become whole people on our own. I didn't feel like I had to have somebody in order to make me whole, and Janet felt the same way. She didn't need somebody else to make her a whole person. And although both of us had been married before, it didn't seem that difficult living on our own. As far as relationships go, we just didn't want one. Neither one of us wanted a relationship with somebody else other than our friends and a few close colleagues. Other than that, we're fine being our own. And one of the things I noticed on this the TikTok videos that I was watching on YouTube is most of the people on there, men and women, they seem to be looking for somebody to complete them. And it seemed like no matter who they dated, it was all bad. I didn't hear a single person go, yeah, this was my plan. I laid down all these boundaries. I said, you've got to meet all my different levels and criteria that I'm setting for you, and if you do, I might let you in. Some of the rules that people had for the other people, I was just thinking, oh man, I can't believe they'll ever get a date in the rest of their lives. But I didn't really take it personal. I didn't. As I was watching it, I actually kind of felt sorry for them. Their goals were so unreasonable, and their expectations are never going to be met. It was absolutely. If you get a chance to watch some of those videos, you're going to get a good laugh out of it. At least I hope you do. Anyway, what I found in my life, what Janet's found in her life, is being a completed person by yourself, being able to function on your own. If you're not good for you, you're not ever going to be good for anybody else. You can't say, I'm trying to find somebody to make me a whole person. It just doesn't work. You've got to be your own. You have to be an autonomous person. You have to be yourself. And I didn't date for 15 years, and when I got to know Janet, and as I would see her around, but I guess I probably lived here 4 years, and she lives right across the hall from me, and I'd seen her a bunch of times, but I never showed any interest in her, and she never showed any interest in me, and we're neighbors, and we would say hi when we passed in the hall, and that was about as far as it went. Like I said, neither one of us was looking for somebody to complete them. We were happy on our own. We were fine on our own. We weren't lonely on our own. We were very satisfied with our lives just the way they were. And as it turned out, that was a real good place to start. As I didn't really know her too well until one day I actually went down to the laundry room, and she was doing it. We actually have 3 laundry rooms here, and we both had chosen the same one. We were in there, and we started talking, and we talked about an hour and a half. And that's the first time that I actually had spoken to her long enough where I actually found that she was a very interesting person, and I thought she would be somebody I'd like to get to know. But I wasn't thinking that she was somebody who was going to be that I was going to start dating. I never thought that oh yeah, there's the woman I'm going to build a future with. And she did not think that about me either. She found me, I hope, to be somewhat interesting, and we just we're still autonomous people. We were autonomous people, and we're still autonomous people. So we developed a friendship, and over it was several months before we ever even went somewhere together in a car. It's probably at least 3 months after that laundry room meeting, and we had shared dinner a couple times. She'd come over to my house for dinner. She would come over about 4 and stay a couple hours and watch a movie, have something to eat, and she'd go home, and we just were enjoying each other's company, and that was just where it was. The first time we ever went out somewhere in a car, you can call this a date if you'd like to, but we didn't really think of it as a date. My birthday had come around that year, and she took me way up to the top of the mountain here, Mount Lemmon here, and just outside of Tucson. And we went up to a little town called Summer Haven. We stopped. We had some cookies and coffee in a little restaurant they have up there on the top of the hill, and we walked around town, went into a couple gift shops, came back, stopped for dinner on the way back, and we got home, and I walked her, because she lives right across the hall from me, I walked her up to her door, and I said goodbye, and I went back to my apartment, and it was a really pleasant day. Like I said, I don't think we called it dating. In fact, in all the time we've known each other, I don't think we call it dating. So anyway, as we got to know each other over the next couple of years and our relationship developed, it turned out to be a really great relationship. We were both coming from the same place. We didn't have expectations of each other. We had no rules for the other one. We weren't trying to get anything from the other person. It was a very easy to be in relationship because she didn't put demands on me and I never put demands on her. And one of the places where a lot of relationships go wrong, and one of the things I was seeing on TicToc this morning is people don't seem to know what a relationship even really is. All the there's, oh man, I can't tell you the number of women I saw, and the ones who had been unhappy or felt like they had been burned, all I ever heard from the women was, I did this for him, I did this for him, I did this for him. And from the men's side, you know, they'd say, I did this for them, I did this for them. Same thing. And it wasn't really a man versus woman thing. It was just, I did the most, they didn't do enough, I'm out of here. And hey, I'm not telling them how to live. I'm just telling you what I saw and what I was feeling. I can tell you in my relationship, the thing that really matters to me and the thing that matters to Janet, and I'm sure this is probably true for most people, our relationship is it's not a transactional relationship. We don't keep score of who did what for who. We don't keep score of this person made me mad on this particular day. That's one check mark against them. And another day they did this, so this is another check mark against them. That's just a countdown to disaster is all that is. So what have we done so far that's kept this relationship together? Well, I studied psychology when I was in college, and I don't have all the answers, trust me. I'm not here to give you the answers. But I can tell you what I believe most people really want in life is they want to be with somebody who makes them feel good about themselves. When I talk to Janet, I make a habit of trying to make her feel good about herself. Now, we're both 75 years old, but to me, she is the most beautiful woman I'll ever know, and I tell her that all the time. She is absolutely charming, and she makes me feel like I'm worth being with. And it's not because I cook dinner. It's not because I can take her out to dinner. All those things don't matter. What really matters is, how do you make the other person feel about themselves? If you're one of those people and you're in a relationship and the only thing you want to do is fix the other person, that relationship is going to go south real fast. Nobody wants to be fixed. Nobody wants to be criticized. It is just, it's our nature. The minute somebody tells you, well, you know what your problem is, your brain shuts off. You do not want to hear it. You don't want to hear what they've got to say. At this point, you might as well put earplugs in because you're going to stop listening. Now, is that the end all of relationships? No. If it was just as simple as making the other person feel good about themselves, that would be it. We'd learn how to do that, and nobody would ever have another broken relationship. There are a lot of other aspects, but that seems to be the number one aspect of, if you want a relationship where the other person is going to be comfortable with you and they're going to want to be around you, if they're going to want to stay with you, it's because you make them feel good about themselves. If you think, like I've said this before, if you think your job's to fix somebody, your relationship's going to be gone in a heartbeat. Now, we do have other things going for us. Our birthdays are just a couple of weeks apart from each other. We're born the same year, graduated high school from the same year. Religious convictions are the same. Our religious and political views are both identical. That's all just money in the bank. But anyway, for all of those out there who are over 60 and dating, if your goal is to get married, I wish you good luck. I don't know how most people feel about getting married as they get older. Like in mine and Janet's case, we'd had 15 years, both of us had at least 15 years by ourselves. We got used to living by ourselves. We're used to having our own space. We like getting up when we want to get up. We go to bed when we want to go to bed. And we both do those things in our own apartments. We share our time generally between 3, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. We share that time, and then we both go back to our lives. And at least at this point in my life and her life, it's working out well for us. And someday, if we decided to get married, I can't say it could never happen, but we don't even talk about it. We're not ruling it out. We're not trying to force the other person into some little box. We just enjoy each other's time, and it is wonderful. So anyway, I actually have a lot more I could say about this, but I don't want this video to go on for a half an hour or an hour. I'll probably make more videos about this, and I probably actually make a video with Janet one day about this subject also. So anyway, I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening to me. If you choose to like and subscribe my station, it would be wonderful. I appreciate it if you did that. I will always just be honest with you and tell you where I am. I don't script anything I say. I talk off the top of my head. I don't want it to sound like I'm reading to you or lecturing you. I just talk off the top of my head so you'll know how I really do feel. So anyway, I thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for being here. Bye now.